Retro anime. How did we find it? How does it hold up? Unpacking the ins and outs of being an old school nerd and proving that 80s kids can't remember a damn thing right. These are the mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd.
Welcome to Mindless Midlife Musings of the Anime Nerd. I'm Rick, and I'm joined by the rest of our panel, Vic, Lynette, and Brian. Hello, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
So today we try something new. We're doing a double feature, a hentai double feature, as it were. First, we armor up with the girls of Blade Star and Battle the Godram and Battle Team Lakers EX. And then we're going to man the phones as we help Rumi Natsumi solve a young man's unique issues in Call Me Tonight. So to start off, we'll start with Battle Team Lakers EX. It's a 1996 OVA based on a computer game series, say Shoujo Sentai Lakers. The OVA was directed by Takashi Kawamura and produced by Animate Film and Beam Entertainment. It was released in the West by Kitty Media in 1999 and is part of the Best of Kitties Volume 1 DVD series.
This is the second thing we've covered from the Best of Kitty, right?
It is indeed,
Yes.
Yep. So the plot follows the protectors of the powerful Super Lake crystals. The Battle Team Lakers can transform into superheroines to fight evil. Led by Blade Knight, they must fight Oleana, an evil Godram space dominatrix who seeks to use the Super Lake crystals for nefarious purposes. They must accomplish this while also sorting out the harem-like relationship they formed with Akira.
And we're done.
That's it. That's it. We're done. Pretty much. So, with the character, to break down the Lakers.
Hold on. You're doing the breakdown of the characters.
Yeah, I'm gonna break down the Lakers. Yeah.
I'm gonna hold this for.
All right. A specific Laker. There's a specific Laker you wanna. Okay.
There's a specific one I want to talk
All right.
about.
Fair enough. All right. So first up, we have Reiko, the Star Laker. She's an idol singer. So you get it. She's a star. Laker.
She's basically living May.
There you go. Chiyaka, the Kung Fu Laker. Natsuni, the Judo Laker. Yayoi, the Soul Laker, like a quiet Shinto priestess type. And then Mayuka, the Bunny Laker, who, according to the Japanese wiki, is a type that does not have anything special in terms of combat. Just like, damn. She's getting roasted her own wiki. So then, of course, we have...
It's like the team member that you hired because you know them since they were like a kid, and they
She
really wanted to be on the team.
If this was a Spice Girl, she's Baby Spice.
Right. This is somebody's little sister wanted to come to work today. It's really...
And they're led
by... then they're led by Akira, the Blade Knight.
And
So,
here we go.
Go
This
for it.
is the third Worthless Akira. I am content to say that if your name is Akira in a anime, you ain't worth shit. Look. I will go ahead and say this. Look, Akira. Well, there was no. You don't meet Akira in one called
In
Akira.
Akira?
You don't meet him. It's Tetsuya. I mean, it was the whole thing right there. And then we met another one who we all agree we have no fucking purpose. Now we have a third one.
Mr.
with
Blade Knight.
Mr. Blade Knight. And I'll probably say a cat's butthole is more useful than him.
So, so this Battle Team Lakers, it's based on a series of PC hentai games or PC 18 plus games. And the plot to this is about as dense as graffiti on a bathroom stall. There's really not a lot here. Basic harem stuff. So they're all in the same school together, and they're setting up for some school festival. The Star Laker is trying to sing. All the other characters are vying for the male's attention. But at the end of the day, they go home and he gets it on with every single one of the characters. simultaneously.
twist. Yeah, plot twist. It's not
Yeah.
him. He's
Yeah.
But can I? I know we are trying to. All right, look.
No, you're good.
I have an issue.
But I do too. But you go ahead.
You take your
So-
issue out first.
So in the first part of the exposition,
Yeah.
they're said that they leave Krypton and they come
Yes. That is right.
and they come over, and then they
Yeah.
say they're the descendants.
Uh-huh.
Because that's what they have been. Are they the descendants? Because it seemed like they were right there.
I think
it's
that bit of specific knowledge goes under anime logic.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not holding them to the descendants of the Lakers.
They're more like refugees, immigrants,
Okay.
illegal aliens.
I mean, it could also very well be a translation issue or just about anything.
I had a huge problem with the Lakers. Like
Yeah?
the Laker. I was like, Kobe's not a part of this.
No, not at all. It was such a funny thing. Like, why Lakers? I didn't really.
Why Lakers?
Why Lakers? Like, because it's just I don't get it, but it's part of the name. Like, it's even the Japanese name. Say Shoji Sentai Lakers. Like, I don't get why it was just it's such a strange. But yeah, that's what they are. They're the Lakers. Everything about this is it's weak, right? The whole thing is lazy, right? The animation
Oh, yeah.
quality is laughably bad. The
Probably the worst set of nipples I've seen since fucking 3x3 eyes.
it's really rough stuff. And the characters are soulless in one note, right? Yayoi the Soul Laker. Literally describe her. She's the Shinto priestess one. Like that's her whole thing. That's it. Right?
Bunny
The
Laker looks like she could be a Playboy bunny
bunny
as opposed
Lakers.
to any type of anamorphic.
Bunny
Right.
Laker's the most useless thing. So they're all these caricatures of and then of course there's Judo Laker, the busty one. Like that's it. That's her trait. You know what I mean? They don't
Whose
it-
chest disappears when she transforms. You notice
right.
that?
It's
Mhm.
like all encased. I
It
don't
gets
know.
compacted.
Binded. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
very
that would be very uncomfortable.
yeah.
I think we need to talk about how busty she is. Like she has
Oh,
buttons on her shirt.
that are doing
Those
all the
buttons
heavy
hold
lifting.
on with dear life.
It's stronger
Like-
than her armor.
like
Like, they're-
But,
Yeah,
like,
if
she
we
needs
want,
a
any of
bigger
those buttons
shirt.
were to pop, someone would die.
we want relationships as strong as these buttons.
that we do.
That
that
is the
is-
goal, to have a
it is.
relationship.
Hilariously cartoonishly strange. It's fantastically dumb. So after a night of passion with all the girls simultaneously, every girl is fighting and vying for Akida's attention. The next day, they all think that they're all his one and only love, and they all get into a fight, can't work together, right? So then they're met with Oleana's villainous Godzilla creature, and they can't get their shit together. They get their asses kicked, and they get eaten, essentially.
Captured.
They are, in fact, captured by Oleana and bound, and she's going to extract from them the star crystal, the super lake crystals. But first, she's gonna have a little bit of fun.
Yeah. I was like,
Right.
Like this is worse than a villain monologuing.
It's very it's
yeah.
this whole thing is really cringe, and it's one of those things where I'm just kind of like, why?
It feels like this was just something that was slapped together as a bonus for like one of the games.
Right, like that's like it does feel like that, but as far as I could find, it's not the case, which is more dumbfounding.
Oh, like a fanfic.
It really is, except
did-
this is
if-
the
if-
story of the anime or the story of the games.
Felt like one of the fans wanted to present this in like a con or convention, and then they didn't, but somebody else picked it up and said this would be a great OVA. Let's do that.
So it's sort of a like taking the standard harem anime format and then just adding sex to it, and then that's
Yeah, but there have been so many better ones that had been broadcasted.
You know what it felt
Mhm.
like? It felt like a Skinamax hentai.
it. That's yeah. It
Yes,
really
like
kind
an
of did.
early Skinamax.
It felt like a trailer for a Skinamax hentai.
So yeah, so Blade Knight shows up to save the day, but he has to recharge them. So yeah,
Intense.
they need
Like the
sexual
Duracell
energy
batteries.
to recharge their super lake crystals. So they have to have an orgy because of course that's the only way you
If
could properly.
anything, that's the one part that made sense. That's the one part that made sense.
Especially since what's her face just stood there and waited for them to finish.
Right, she got cratered into a wall, and you know she wasn't knocked out like that whole time. She was just like,
she wasn't Yamcha'd.
right, she was just waiting. So they fucking they did this.
It would have been so much better if as they're doing one of the scenes, and then
Yeah.
she's at the top of the scene, you just scrolling like, oh shit, she's right here too.
Right. Yeah, I would have accepted that. So they get charged up. They and then they turn on their super Laker transformation crystal thing. They do their super Sentai Sailor Moon transformations, and they engage in combat. They win
blazing
the
sword.
day. Yeah, they win the day. It's quick. It's easy. It's dirty. It's over.
Also,
And
one of the
then-
most magical girl transformations ever animated.
Yeah, truly. The whole thing, like I imagine the games are probably better.
Yeah.
Probably. They're apparently some kind of tactical game, so that's the thing that they are.
No, we would never have gotten any of those kinds of games.
We did not. I looked them up just to see, and it looks like it's a tactical strategy game, which seems like a strange pairing for this.
I could honestly say, after watching this, I would say that one of the most traumatic video games I've ever played, I would rage quit it on it historically, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the
NES.
NES.
NES, yeah.
When you go into the I think we talked about this one. When you go into the
underwater?
The underwater level, yeah.
Right. I would play that 10 times before I played.
Oh yeah, I think that's I would happily do that. So this exists. I heard somebody say recently that every anime is someone's favorite anime. So that I really tried really hard to think about who would think this was their favorite anime out of all the anime that exists. This is where they landed, and they're like, "This is the shit." So if you're this person, I desperately want to meet you because I have so many questions.
This is right up there with being a fan of Samurai Showdown, and then the anime that you got was
right. So
that.
Are we saying that this is the Samurai Showdown of hentai?
Well, no. So what he is saying is this is another perfect example of a really poorly done video game anime, because that's what this is. This is a video game anime. This is Samurai Showdown. This is Street Fighter. This is
Art of Fighting.
This is Art of Fighting. This is a video game anime.
This is the cat's balls.
It's really, this is arguably the worst video game anime. However, we have to remember Samurai Showdown exists before we dub this the worst video game anime. Would you rather watch this again or watch Samurai Showdown again?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Oh.
Yo.
As a fan of Samurai Showdown, the game,
I have actively been blocking that experience from my brain. I had to remember that we did it, and then now it hurts.
You know what? I'd actually watch this again before Art of Fighting, the anime.
I would 100% watch this before I watched Art of Fighting again. Absolutely. And that's the trick, right? We can't treat this as a hentai anime. We have to treat this as what it is. It's a video game anime.
It is. I wouldn't even say it's hentai. It's bordering the hentai. It's
this is
it's
a
a hard
Skinamax
R-rated movie. It's it's on the cusp.
You don't even have pixelated bukkake in this. There's no pixelated or nothing.
Video game anime, and you have not. None of you have answered my question.
I would watch.
Would you rather watch
Showdown.
Samurai Showdown?
I'd rather watch Twist over Samurai Showdown again.
No, I will say the reason why is because of the fact that it's the breast quality. I thought that I was really.
You can't watch bad boobs.
I can't.
Can't watch bad boobs.
And
He'd rather watch bad fighting than bad boobs.
yeah.
That's I'm not gonna fault you for that answer. That's what I wanted to know. Like, what would you rather have to sit through again?
And because I don't even think I think they kindled Blade Knight.
I'm pretty
They
sure that it did. Yeah.
They did.
It did.
And
They
that was a
kindled
very
him,
common
right?
thing to do for
Very
things that
common.
weren't
Absolutely.
exactly hentai.
Right.
Because if it were a hentai, then yeah, it would be a giant pixelated block or
Right.
whatnot.
Or
Nah,
unedited.
no.
Right.
Give me. This is the worst one ever. This is the worst one.
The worst one we've covered so far, for
Okay,
sure.
I will give you that.
I'm gonna give you
'Cause
that. The worst one
there's
we've covered.
more. There's
There's
more video
more?
game. There's more video game anime. We will
This-
cover
this is-
more video game anime.
No, if you want bad, I
I
can
will
suggest
stand-
a whole lot worse.
I stand
So-
on that proudly.
All right.
If anything, I have a track record when it comes
Yeah.
to boobs and stuff like that.
No, you do,
Uh,
without a doubt. Satoshi Urashihara, this is not. This is the
No.
antithesis to Satoshi Urashihara.
I think it's because of it's because of judo.
Judo?
Judo's the one that pissed me off the most because I was like, oh my god, these things the buttons are going. Once
They're
those buttons fly,
Hacking. Right.
we're just going to see boing, wah, wah, wah,
Right.
nothing.
There was no
Yeah.
bounce.
And no,
Yeah.
you did not get your boing wong wong.
it was
wong.
There was no
barely
bounce.
like the point that was the character's most defining trait was useless.
It didn't even matter.
Like you had an opportunity here to make that count for something and they didn't even bother.
I was
Mhm.
expecting like motorboating.
Right.
Well, I was
something.
expecting
Yeah, something.
like someone getting
She-
knocked out by
nothing.
them.
There,
That
during
I mean,
during the
mean,
orgy, I was like, is she even
between
there?
them and-
Like I couldn't.
No,
There
nothing.
was nothing.
Yeah.
It was highly disappointing. And then when she got
and
into
this
her-
is stuff that has been animated.
yes,
This is stuff that has been animated.
They
They
did,
didn't.
yeah.
They
So-
didn't.
All right. Well, this was short. This was sweet. I feel like we should close out this particular half of our double feature. So we're gonna go with your final thoughts, and of course, if you feel like this should hold up to a modern audience, Brian, would you like to go first?
I actually want to see if we could try something.
Okay.
I think we should just do one final thought, but
Okay.
here's what we should do.
That's fine to me.
Each person, so we'll go
Mm-hmm.
alphabetical order,
Sure.
and we will
Why?
each say, wait,
first
wait,
name
wait.
or last name alphabetical order. 'Cause
First name. We will each say one
Uh-huh.
word at a time until we get to a coherent final thought.
That's gonna be rough, man.
That's
think-
way too much effort.
I feel like
Yeah,
for
I-
this, you're
Well,
giving it way too much homework.
I think we can do it. I believe in you. Believe in you.
I don't believe in me.
I'll
It will go
allow it.
me first,
Uh-huh.
Lynette, and Rick, then Vic.
I'll allow it, but I definitely still want real final thoughts from you guys.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So let's try.
you want to do this now, or you want to wait? You want to do for each, or do you want to do it at the end for the whole thing?
I think
For
we
each.
can do it
Trial
now.
run.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. Go ahead.
We're doing the final sentence, and whatever the
For
sentence
this.
stops, that's what it is.
Okay.
All right. I'll start.
Uh huh.
From me to Lynette,
Uh huh.
Rick to Vic, and then we keep
Okay.
on going.
All right.
Whatever.
happened.
Didn't.
Matter.
All right. This is true.
Yes.
This is true. Your turn now, Brian. I would like a full final thought before we move on. Battle Team Lakers EX.
Hey, the Lakers are known as one of the greatest basketball teams ever. Right?
Indeed.
Them to be synonymous with their name being attached to this is a slap in the face. All the jock straps that have been washed from this team collectively. This is by far one of the worst animes I've ever seen.
Bravo. I love it.
Do basketball players have to wear jockstrap?
Uh,
I didn't know they
I
did.
feel like that's like, I don't know. Can't say for sure. Lynette, we're gonna send you out in the field to find out.
Oh, all right.
Or we can send Vic.
She asked the question. She gets to go find out. Speaking of which, Lynette,
Huh?
why don't you talk to me a little bit about Battle Team Lakers EX and how you feel about it and whether or not anyone should bother.
I don't think you should bother. You'll probably see better fanfic hentai at a convention or online than you will for this one.
The guy walks
I
up
was
to me with
mostly-
a flip book. He said,
Yes.
"This is my."
This it's gonna be way better. And this one, I think the only thing that was mildly interesting was their transformations, but you only saw one. You didn't
One
see
real
any
one,
of the
yeah.
others.
One
It
had a
was
full
very boring.
transformation, and the rest had this little tacked on last second.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Blade
exactly.
Knight had a
it's kind of like-
transformation.
Blade Knight did have a
Yes.
transformation. That's true.
yes, it was like the two main characters.
Yeah.
got their transformation. Everybody else had to stand around naked.
He's the one we want to see the least.
Yes. And he's
Well,
the one
I
who
mean-
exploded his clothes. That was the one thing that I noticed. Is
That's
like
true.
usually with like the hentais, you see the girls' clothes explode. This was
Right.
the first time I've seen a guy's clothes explode,
So there,
and he
there
did it
you
on
go.
purpose. And there was and he was a Ken doll, and I was like, "This isn't hentai. I don't know what's going on. What is this? What's happening?" I thought I got tricked. But I would say it was a very short time period of being confused and slightly disappointed because we've seen gravity in action on boobies. We've seen
Yeah.
big boobies in action. We've seen all this stuff with all the things that we've seen. And this one failed spectacular.
Truly.
It was like there were olden day fake boobies. Like people who get them done and got them done bad, the ones that
The
don't move at all.
bolt-ons.
It felt like
Wow.
all of the girl characters got a boob job that was done by the same guy who had no idea what he was doing, and they didn't move at all.
Fantastic. So much truth to
So that
this.
is my final thought on that.
All right. Vic, go ahead, Migo.
So I'm glad Lynette handled all the booby talk. Saves time.
It does. I concur completely.
When I watched it first, not hentai. I'm surprised Kitty even picked it up. I mean, considering the 90s, I would have thought someone like Streamline or ADV would have picked this up.
Right?
Like right there on the cusp. It's not exactly hentai. But watching it, one, wasn't a fan at
Mm.
all. Felt like my time was wasted.
Mm-hmm.
But two, it felt like, it was a part of a much bigger story that we didn't get, which, you brought up the video games and it proved that it was a part of a much bigger story that we didn't get.
Indeed.
So it's like jumping into a series, it's like jumping into One Piece at episode 900 and something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not
a lot
you're
of
not going to
missing
know
lore.
what's going on. You have no idea of any of the characters. You know nothing.
Right.
And watching it, it's like it's okay. It exists. It's there. So
What if we found out there were more episodes to watch?
there
looked.
are not. I looked as well.
it's my job to traumatize you guys at the last second.
Yes, that's right. I did look into it because I, like Vic, felt it's like, wow, I feel like I'm really jumping in the middle of this. And there's nothing. There's just the games.
So, and it add icing on the horrible cake. I actually did pay $10 for this. I had the DVD in the box over there.
I'm so sorry, Vic.
You know what? I could feel that. It'd been one thing if they like Thundercats, right?
Oh.
They escaped from Thundera and they landed on Third Earth. They would have showed
Yeah.
that, but apparently this is supposed to be established. They're enrolled in school. Transcripts have happened.
There's
Right,
no
this is
pilot,
something-
yeah.
This is something for someone that's played the games,
Yeah.
enjoyed the games, and
Like,
wanted
yeah.
just a little eye candy that was a little moldy.
I couldn't agree more. It is very much a special feature.
Right. It's a bonus
game.
option for a fan of the game,
Yeah.
but not worth anything else beyond that, in my opinion.
And listen, guys, I don't mean to like denounce the game. The game had like 5 games. Like this was a series of games. So
Yeah, I looked up a couple of screenshots, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's like a tactical strategy RPG, so
Right, and they were
very, very popular at the time.
You say tactical strategy RPG? Are we talking about like say like Final Fantasy?
No, like
No.
3/4 overhead view.
It's like a
You know,
game board, and there's like
grid-based.
squares, and you gotta like it's grid based. It, and then there's a narrative, like a visual novel aspect to it when you're talking to the characters. It's is what it is. Yeah. I'm gonna mirror everybody's opinion on this. It was shit. It was huge. It was a colossal waste of time. Animation was terrible. It's not indicative of the quality the 90s could produce. It really just
Yeah,
it
hell,
dropped,
even the 80s is produced better.
oh, so much better. It dropped the ball in every front. It really did. I cannot recommend it. It was just terrible. Just don't. This can go away forever. The internet can forget it existed, and I think we would all be better for it. Battle Team Lakers EX. Whatever.
EX. What the fuck was the EX for?
Extra
It was an
episode?
extra episode.
It's an extra. It was an extra.
Escape.
All right. So next up in our double feature was Call Me Tonight. So Call Me Tonight is a Japanese adult animated horror comedy romance short film directed by Tatsuya Okamoto. It was produced by AIC and released in 1986, full 10 years before Battle Team Lakers EX. It was part of a series of unconnected OAVs made by AIC known as Pink Noise. Think of it kind of like a Tales from the Crypt sort of anthology series. None of these things were connected. It was just a whole bunch of stuff that kind of came out under one label. The Pink Noise of... Go ahead.
I gotta tell you, just that description, I'm like, oh, okay.
There you go. The Pink Noise OAVs have never seen a DVD release in any country, and all currently existing copies are Laserdiscs or VHS copies. They've all apparently been fan subbed and released online in various forms, but you can't get them now. They don't.
Yo,
unless
you said Laserdisc, and
That's it.
Vic perked up.
Because I actually do have it on Laserdisc.
That's it.
That's why I suggested it.
That's why it was brought up. Yeah. So this is
I actually watched it in straight Japanese, and I had to search a fan sub for it.
the
And
only
after
way to
watching
get
the
it.
fan sub, it's like, okay, it's a short
Yeah.
episode. I think we could cover it.
So, the plot is a high school girl working by night as a hotline owner. Rumi Natsumi receives a call
Owner.
for help.
I-
Owner. It's got to
we need to-
specify.
Say this again.
She is a high school girl working by night as a hotline owner. Madonna, I believe, is the name of the hotline. Yes, and she receives a call for help from a young man, Rio, who claims to transform into a destructive monster every time he masturbates. Intrigued, she engages. So the girl Rumi is a high school girl who has apparently started some evening call girl thing, not call girl, of hotline, like a 1-900 kind of thing. For the younger listeners, 1-900 lines were lines where you could call and have promiscuous conversations with people that you've never met for about $4.99 a minute, and that was kind of the whole
People
thing.
paid.
People paid, yo. But nevertheless, she started a hotline, and her team receives this call, and he's really distressed, I guess. And so they get her to answer the call, and she agrees to meet the young man at a diner to assess his issue.
So
Every time, go ahead.
Go on. No, I was going to say, first things first, I love the heavy 80s aesthetic on everything.
Everything. This thing screams 80s. So he says that every time he does it, he sees light and birds. And then his room is trashed and his clothes are destroyed. That's all he remembers ever.
and she said, "Let me go meet you."
Right. She said, I gotta see this.
Right?
So
I've never look. This
the
does not
80s was a
happen.
different time.
so
no.
this-
This does not fucking happen.
Brian, have you not been watching anime with us? A lot of the things never happen.
She goes to this diner to meet Rio, and there are two characters there, and I wrote the note down because this particular one actually got notes from me because there's more to it than Battle Team Lakers EX. The two characters there are Hayata and Maki, and they're at the diner, and they're the other characters, not the two main ones. And they are easily like ripoffs of like a gender bent Shogo from Megazone 2-3 and the Nanbu character from Mighty Space Miners. That's who these two characters are. And
I was actually going to say one looks like a like Astro Boy if he grew up.
right, so that character is
one look like
Nanbu.
Vegeta with boobs.
He's Nanbu from Mighty Space Miners, is that kid. Maki, the feminine Super Saiyan, is reading a book called The Man with 1,000 Legs, which I looked up because I'm like, this seems oddly relevant. And it's a book about a man struggling to control a tentacled monster named It. I loved that they put that in there. I'm just saying. So Rumi meets this kid. He tells her his affliction. He shows that his clothes are shredded, and she's just like, tight. Let's see this happen. So then
Let's jump on that.
she begins to flirt with him voraciously. And he transforms in the middle of the diner, and everyone freaks the fuck out.
Well, you gotta first start off, he had the standard Japanese nosebleed.
Absolutely. And then it
which
just
then became
escalated.
a nose waterfall.
Yeah. And then everyone's like, good God, someone call an ambulance. Is this guy okay? And then
Everybody was still sticking around. Everybody's still stuck around.
And then he explodes into a beastly form, and then it's oh shit.
Hey guys, I need to look. I need to. I don't know if you guys have ever wondered this question, but if we are ever in this situation, and I'm with you, I see it before you. Promise you will not see me. I promise you that I will be gone before you can even look around and see it.
It'll be the fastest Brian has ever moved in his life.
It'll be a puff of smoke in the shape of Brian, like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
The only question is, if you hear me say, look at that shit over there, gotta go.
Brian will be like, what does you done?
I'm pretty sure my reaction would just be, nope, and leave.
Yeah.
Nope.
Look, you're saying leave like I'm just gonna get up and I'm like you're saying leave like maybe I'll leave my debit card here, pay my tab. I am telling you.
No, I'm
No, I'm
not
saying
even
dinner
worried
was free
about
because
that.
I'm gone.
look, I'm saying nope, like the guy running the company in the IT crowd. I'm gonna jump out the window. I'm noping. Gone.
I think we need to have this conversation because apparently
fair.
this shit has happened.
And everybody was just like seemed awfully like not as disturbingly scared as they probably should have been.
He turned green with fangs.
So
Niggas-
Rumi is intrigued by this and resolves to try and help the boy. I'm assuming because she finds him moderately attractive or interesting. And her attempt to resolve the issue involves basically exposure therapy. So she starts just seeing how bad it is. Like, does this do it? Yep, that does it. Does this do it? Okay, well, this, and just continuing to attempt to, get him to resolve this issue, to see how bad it is.
One of my notes is, oh my gosh, they're terrorizing the red light district.
That's excellent. Oh my god. She takes him to a freaking theater, man. And like, if he did that in a diner, what do you think a theater was gonna do? Anyway, he of course changes in the theater. It's comical. It's a very funny bit. It's the weirdest montage you could ask for in an anime.
Yeah.
So, as it turns out, the Super Saiyan character, Maki, she has a sister, and her sister just has an amazing hairdo. And it's just...
Okay, all right.
And she's like a gang leader.
Oh,
Look,
Sukuban.
I was terrified by that hair.
It was amazing.
Like the
That was
hair.
amazing.
Like, you know how, hell, even with fucking Battle Laker or whatever,
Yeah.
hair over there had some type of hair for each character. This hair felt like it was hair that was supposed to be meant for a guy. They put it on a girl.
Are you talking about Spiky or the sister with the just mass of
Yeah, the sister's
the
hair, I
purple.
felt like I was
Yeah.
looking at guys' hair. Like
Okay,
the
you're
shade
talking
of
about.
it.
Oh,
Oh,
the
the shade,
shade.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the shade of it felt more masculine, but they kind of put it into a. I was like, oh no, oh no,
So-
oh no.
The sister Oyuki runs a gang. She's also in high school, but she's apparently got a tough like a gang of thugs with her, and she engages with Rumi, who is on her way, and she's changing to prepare for her evening and she confronts her and engages her and convinces her that she
Tries
just
to
wants
blackmail her.
tries to blackmail her.
Mhm.
Because she wants to meet Ryo because she's just so curious about this guy who can't control himself. So,
But not from an interesting. She wants to jump his bones.
oh yeah, absolutely. She's so
She
into that
says,
idea.
He's a real monster, and that's
Uh-huh.
like
She took it the wrong
so
way.
fucking funny. So she convinces the two of them. They arrive, and it's a setup, of course. And Oyuki wants to have her way with Ryo, and she's gonna let her gang have their way with Rumi. So she's engaging
Rumi,
with,
of course, walks into this.
like, absolutely, like
Yeah,
smart
she's
enough
like-
to start her own business, but she did not see this coming.
Book smart, but not street smart.
Right. Of course, it escalates. Oyuki gets Ryo alone and jumps his bones. And what you think happens. Of course, he completely transforms. And her gang, they start to take advantage of Rumi, get her stripped down. The whole thing just kind of escalates. And what's really funny is the sister character, Maki, is fleeing from, it looks like a shrine. And they're like,
Yes.
you can't
Okay.
take that, miss. And I'm like, what does she take? Like a talisman? Like what a sword. I was like, it's a sword. But no,
Yeah.
it wasn't a
No,
sword.
no,
It wasn't
no.
a talisman. The guy in the full like shrine outfit is chasing her down, and you come to find out what she stole is a fucking bazooka. I don't know.
Yeah, she's
Look, sir, I want to thank you calling it the correct name. It was not a rocket launcher.
No,
It
that was
a
not a rocket
fucking
launcher.
bazooka.
it was a Zuka.
So I don't know what that shrine keeps, but apparently military grade weapons is one of those things. So
It wasn't a shrine, it was a weapons distribution center.
it's just like is this little old man, and he's got like the Geta shoes and like the whole thing. I thought for sure it was something of it was not. So anyways, the whole situation escalates, and the Maki character arrives with her bazooka and attempts to helps resolve the situation. Now, there's a big fight, and she blasts him with the bazooka and leaves a hole
Does
in the
it
wall,
work?
and everybody's like, okay.
Does it work?
Fuck, of course not. Big motherfucker
Oh,
barrels right back through the hole, and
Mhm.
just like it escalates. So you find out that the monster inside him is a collector, and he's like an alien creature that merged with a bunch of different monsters, and then eventually merged with Ryo. So so what stops this monstrous sexual rampage? Why, a token of genuine affection from Rumi. She literally tosses it at him.
Yeah, she
Get him
hits him in
to-
the face.
Hits him in the face with it. And gets him to calm down. The day is saved, right? So in the epilogue, the characters are walking the street, meeting up. You find out Oyuki's now working at the call center, which is, she just gave her a job. You seem horny. You need a job. She gave her a job at the call center. And the Ryo taunts the little space miner kid. Cute, whatever, it's funny. And then you find out that Oyuki now has the sex monster in her, right? So she gets aroused, and this monster's, coming out of her now.
Her hair.
Yeah, it's
Her hair goes crazy.
it's funny
It was
because I did
very,
note.
like- No, go on.
I did note there was the Fright Night artwork was the puzzle that they were putting together. That was the poster
Mhm.
for Fright Night. I thought that was a fun little nod to the sort of like kind of show this was.
Oh yeah, and it
That's-
was a that was a hardcore like 80s horror movie like ending.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
You think everything
Mhm.
was done, and then
It
someone
was
else is infected.
So Tales from the Crypty. It's what I really So
It's actually more Michael Jackson Thriller.
Yes.
it's fair. I'll give you that. So what this anime actually has to say about testosterone-driven libidos is actually pretty brilliant. The whole turning into a monster is an allegory for like his sexual frustration, and at one point, he's literally wrangling the monster below his waist, trying to control himself. You know, it's all done in a fun,
No,
super weird satirical thing.
No,
but that-
sir,
What? Go ahead.
no.
Yeah,
This is not going to be some fucking 42.
that's what this is.
This is not going to
Literally
be
what
some
this is.
riddle of what is the meaning of fucking life right now. No, it's
What
no
I did like was that
allegory.
every single time it was a different monster.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just
Look, you guys, please.
Brian wants to hate this cleanly. Do not give him anything. Look.
Yo, look, no. We don't really talk about what goes on in our chat as we are watching these things, right?
No, we generally don't.
We generally don't.
Yes.
I'm going to let the listeners, long-time listeners, know there
Yes.
was actually a discussion about Call Me Maybe.
I started it. I
You
take
started
full
it?
responsibility for this. I
What
wrote
was it?
something along those lines. This is the weirdest anime I've ever seen. We are officially
Yes.
done
Right.
looking. We have found it. This is it.
That moment, I turned off my brain. That moment, I said that I don't have to do a deep dive in this shit
There's not.
just to fucking come back and see that you guys are trying to say that
No,
this is
no.
an allegory
No,
and other
no,
three-syllable words and shit
It
like
is.
that. No, motherfucker, we said it's weird.
It's very on the
And
nose.
leave it
Like,
there.
they are not. They weren't hiding. There was no subtlety to this pretext.
Yeah, no,
right?
it's like
it's
what was
very
in the
much-
marketing is exactly what you
You're
got.
going to co-sign on this, and I promise you, I'm going to send you a glitter bomb.
Touche. It is
No.
such-
how,
It is
no,
so
no.
weird. It's so weird. All right.
It's weird, and that's
It's
weird. That's a one-syllable word.
Uh-huh.
Are we
That okay?
using words that we had to break down with Latin derivations, allegories, and Freudian? If you put this against Freud,
They
no, we're
literally
not
mention Freud in this.
Yes, they
motherfucker.
do.
They literally
Yes, they
mention
do.
Freud.
They actually they do say
They
Freud.
did.
And then she backtracks and said, "Well, I guess Freud really doesn't have anything to do with it."
It
And
definitely isn't Freudian, but they did mention it.
Look,
That shit,
if
which
you-
makes this
Lynette,
all so much funnier.
Lynette, if you tell me that you have some three-syllable words, this will be a reverse Ponyo. Don't
All
do
right.
this to me, Lynette. Lynette, I
Okay.
need you. Please don't do this to me.
Brian, would you like to do your one sentence experiment? Just should we roll into
No,
final
I'm gonna
thoughts?
save it. I'm gonna save it.
All
well,
right.
No, I'm not going to save it. I'm going to
All right.
fucking save it.
All
Like
right.
an adult. No.
We'll change up the rotation for this. So this time I'll let Vic go first. Vic, what did
So-
you think of Call Me Tonight?
So
I'm-
unlike
Mm.
Battle Team Lakers, where you were dropped in the story, at least this one being a short story itself, it's like, okay, kid turns into a monster. You're figuring out why is he turning into a monster? Oh, later on they tell you exactly why he's turning into a monster. They explain everything. So it's like it's a short, concise story. You get what you get. You know what you're getting yourself into.
You are using words that's pissing me off. you are. I am getting. My rage is boiling. Please. Way too many words. Short, concise.
Keep doing it.
And with that, words, yakety
That's good, yeah.
schmackety, blah blah
Like it.
blah.
Mm-hmm.
But
That was deep. I appreciate it.
like Brian is staring. He's like,
So
I'm gonna make him wait now for the rest of my answer.
is this something you would recommend?
Okay, this one I would recommend over Battle Team Lakers EX wholeheartedly.
Okay.
So I thought it was just a fun, stupid, 20-something minute short.
Yes.
it wasn't horrendous. It wasn't, it's way better than a lot of the SNK anime that we watched. And I thought it was fun. Sure, some of the things were absolutely stupid. Some of it situations that, someone with even the slightest bit of common sense would not get themselves into.
No, without a doubt.
But again, anime logic.
Understood.
So with that, unlike Brian, who is sitting there in disgust, I think it's worth the watch.
All right. Brian, do you want to go next or should I let Lynette go?
No, let the pain simmer. This let the pain fester.
Oh wait, before Lynette starts up, just
Yeah.
it's hard to find anything on this director, but apparently
Without a
he also
doubt.
did. He worked on an episode of Ixer 1,
Fascinating.
as well as a few episodes of The
Okay.
Legend of Galactic Heroes, which has like 700 episodes.
Like I can see the Ixer 1 thing with like some of the monster
hair,
creature
especially
stuff
with
and
the hair.
and the hair, right? Like I get those vibes for
Well,
sure.
that
I
hair,
can see it.
80s and 90s hair, early 90s hair was a thing.
No, I just like but I see it. Like I could see it. The DNA is there. All right, Lynette can go next, and then I'll go and I'll let Brian go last.
Sure.
All right,
Sure.
go ahead.
I
Lynette.
felt like it was a complex and deep storyline. We could totally understand.
Yeah.
Oh man, she's as red as a cherry tomato.
That's so good. Love it.
But no, I was mostly lost. And then I found out that he was like a shape-shifting monster demon, which was kind of interesting. And then
Interesting.
The
You're
part
sounding like
that-
fucking Rumi. I'm intrigued. Interesting. What the
this is the
fuck?
thing. The movie theater scene, I have actually done something like that to somebody who went to the movies with me and freaked out. I actually they turned into a monster.
Oh,
but they
you
started
definitely got to
Okay.
clear this up
crazy.
because
But we watched the movie and they were just being stupid, and I just
Yeah.
got up and went to another seat, which is exactly what Rumi did. I was just like,
I'm gonna sit over here.
I don't know this. I don't know this person. I'm gonna take me and my popcorn, and we're gonna go over here. They're doing, and we'll sort it out after.
I'm glad you explained it because
I really needed it. It was good.
But yeah, so it was like, I was like, all right. I was like, oh, I've done that before. Like when she just got up,
Yep.
calmly sat in a different seat and was like, let's just watch the rest of the movie and pretend that's not
Oh,
happening over
man.
there.
It's like, nope.
But I thought it was funny. I was very confused
Yeah.
about the sister. I
Yeah.
was like, you're worried about your sister? And then they spent a lot of time with the phone ringing and her doing push-ups.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you trying to increase the tension? The dude already turned into a monster.
It needed an extra 10 to 15 second runtime.
It was a lot of weirdness going on. And the whole time, I think I even put it as like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
Yes.
There it is.
It's like, all of a sudden it went, I was like, the gang is stupid. I was like, because they're just standing there like lumps. And then all of a sudden you hear is, I am the collector. And then I sat there, I was like, I am so confused. I don't know what's going on. And because of that, I found that it was a fun watch. I don't know if it would work for anybody else, but I felt like, dude, you know what it reminded me of? It felt like one of
What?
those little clips that you watch with on MTV with Beavis and Butthead. Like they would bring, like this
Right.
is like something that they would bring in and be like talking about it. I don't
Like
know.
an
It
like
could
an
just be like
anime
my
like
brain doesn't work right. But I actually had fun with this anime.
I understand. All right.
I broke Brian.
We're not
I don't
done.
consider it. Obviously, I don't consider it hentai, but I thought it was a fun one.
So, Rick, before you go,
Yeah.
the voice actress for Rumi,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Her phone service was called Madonna, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So apparently her first debut role as a voice actress
Yeah.
in a show called Fusa no Dorao
Uh-huh.
was a character named Madonna.
Oh, that's just fun. All right.
Name those facts.
I
So
think I broke Brian though.
I
by
do
telling
love
him
a
that I
mindless
actually
musing.
enjoyed it.
I did
It's
too.
so good.
I did too. But I liked it. It stand by what I said. This was fucking weird. This
It
was
was.
really. But by the time it was over, I understood what it was I was watching. Like that, it was like an anthology. Like it was a Tales from the Crypt episode was the best way I could describe it. Like it's just this weird sort of short self-contained story that makes no fucking sense and is absurdist in to the utmost. Like, and it was very like they weren't hiding their message. Like they weren't hiding what they were trying to do. This guy who couldn't control himself, and that's what this whole thing was. And it, but I felt like it was so very 80s, right? Like the animation, the monster design, all of that stuff was on point. I give them all credit for all of that. The story is nonsensical. It's
Yes.
wild. And I was here for it. Like I was like, that's fine. Like they could have literally put this in like Tales from the Dark Side. Like this could have been an episode of one of the stories in there. That's what this felt like to me. It is not something that you could probably show anyone today. Like I don't know that it would be received well, especially with all the blatantly dumb things the female characters are doing in it. Like I don't think it would be well received. But I sure as fuck had fun with it. I still stand by my statement. It's probably the weirdest anime that we've had an opportunity to watch. So, but I did enjoy it. I really did. I'm sorry, Brian. I can't hate on it like I did Battle Lakers. This is the flip side of the coin for me on Battle Lakers was shit. This I was at least laughing. Go ahead, B.
I hate you all. I hate you all. I hate you all
Huh?
because rage. You guys, I don't know what the fuck you guys want. I don't. I can spend so much time thinking, and I feel like I was set up for fucking failure.
This is like a reverse Ponyo.
It was what
This
he
is
said.
Reverse Ponyo.
This is I don't fucking get it.
What?
I don't
What?
fucking get it.
Wait.
We've been
It's all right.
doing this. Dude,
We're gonna
we've
get
been
through this
doing-
together.
No,
get through this
dude, we've
together.
been doing this for so long.
Where was your that fish has a face moment?
Yeah. Where was your? Why is nobody saying the thing that everyone should be saying right now? Why is the old lady the only one that gets it?
oh my gosh. So look, immediately when I saw the whole the phone escort or what we call it,
Yeah.
call girl. Not really call girl.
Right, it's not. It's
It's just a call center.
a hotline.
Hotline, right?
Yeah.
So it took me back to that time when I was. It took me back to that time where we would be watching TV, and then next you know, late night you will see
Yeah.
so many
The ads would air.
the ads for
yeah.
it, right?
Call
And I remember during that time that I once was trying to talk to a girl, and I accidentally stepped on shit. And I stepped
Did
on
you act-
shit. And I couldn't get the girl to stick around because, oh my gosh, something
That's a
something
terrible
smelled like
story.
shit. And she got the fuck out of there.
I'm so sorry. That's so bad. Oh,
This
my God.
motherfucker somehow got somebody say, hey, I see birds, see bright lights.
While
Go
spanking it.
get destroyed. She was a fucking intrigued. I was instantly mad. Instantly mad. Then she gets there and immediately starts trying to make him hard to see.
See if she could do it.
Guess what? She didn't fucking run. She brought him to a hotel room. We live in a world where people have died for less.
You're not wrong. This is all true.
Better the monster you know, right?
There was this whole thing about women choosing, would I choose a man or would I choose the bear? And they went and said, I would fucking choose the bear. And here this guy got not just one woman, but 2 women was clearly something I can't get into it. And you motherfuckers are telling me
Are you
you
telling me
liked it?
you didn't find it at least remotely funny?
Kind of hilarious.
No. No. Not at all. You guys are saying that you got to laugh
So-
and hee hee ha ha.
So his fish has a face moment was when she said she was intrigued. That's what it was.
That's it. That was
He's not gonna let it go till you pick out your fish
fish
moment,
as a
Brian.
face. That was it. That was without a doubt. That was it.
That was it.
You guys don't understand, you guys. I don't understand how you guys. I
So
don't-
wait. All right. Look.
help me find out what you guys want, because I thought we were in agreement from the conversation. This is the weirdest fucking anime. I turned off all analysis.
I stand 100%
Oh,
behind that
it is a
statement.
very weird.
This is a
Don't dip on my lap.
weird fucking anime.
It is. It's very
Then y'all
weird.
need to find some way to convey that and tell me Brian still analyze this accordingly. Because when y'all said that, I turned it off.
I understand.
Like I
Okay.
turned off processing.
So I set you up to fail, and for that, I apologize. I should have been clearer. It was fucking weird. Absolutely true. But I should have let you know. I shouldn't have hid that from you. I should have let you know that I still had fun with it. Like, it was still,
So, can I recommend it? No.
that's fair.
Did I find it fun? Did I find it fun? No.
Brian, all right. Now I appreciate that. Which of the 2 did you like least?
Clearly this one.
I'm gonna have to judge your taste in anime now.
Oh man, that's great.
The other
I
one
love it.
had more breasts in it.
Sure.
They had more breasts in it, so it had more for me. This one right here,
Uh-huh.
nah.
All right. I love it. All right.
And the 50% of the breasts, I was scared of. I was
I'm
like,
not arguing with that.
So, just so we all know for sure now, the
Yes.
supposed hentai double feature really wasn't a hentai double feature.
I
No.
will say that the most hentai thing in this was the movie they watched in the theater.
Yeah.
That was the most hentai part of both of these.
As close as you get.
you mother.
And the mob boss that was watching it all serious in the suit. That was
Yeah, the-
was very, yeah.
Okie doked me. Y'all okie doked me. Motherfuckers.
Brian, I feel like you need to rewatch this.
Yeah.
I think you'll appreciate it. I do.
No, please, somebody take some time and explain my face. Explain my face to listeners.
It looks like a murder face.
It's probably somewhere right around.
It's the same look Brian had when the 3 of us didn't like Ponyo, and he was aghast because he loved
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
like the exact same face. It's just now the positions are reversed again.
I will continue to say it. I retract my review of Ponyo. I support Brian on Ponyo. I do. I get it. I
Y'all-
see what it is. I do.
No,
I still do. Every
the
time
thing
we bring
about
it up, because it's funny, it's tongue in cheek, but the reality is I totally get it. I do. I didn't then,
Ponyo,
but I do.
Ponyo, I was completely blindsided.
Right.
Like, for the first time, I
without a
thought
doubt.
it was one of those type of things. And I wish you guys could have seen my face as you guys go back. I wish we could go back in time, and as you guys are laying into it, I wish you could see my face like,
The soul sucked from his, just like, soul destroying face. I remember.
You can imagine like little arrows hitting.
Yeah, that's it.
Every time we said something Brian disagreed with, it was
He
like,
was fucking
boing.
Boromir, man. Like he's. I get it. I do. I really do. I did not intend for that to be this, of all things, this double feature of two short ass weird little anime. Did not expect that, and I'm very sorry.
Somebody- Okay, final
it's okay,
thoughts,
Brian. We
Sarah?
still love you.
It's all
You
right.
know what? I normally say I love you guys after these things. I think I'm gonna keep it to myself this time.
Well, now I'm gonna have to cry myself to sleep.
Oh man.
Like, I can't live in a world without Brian's love.
Look,
All right,
look. I
guys.
can recommend a call center that you can call.
Do I look like I make call center money?
Who did? Like that was just crazy. Like even now I think about it and I'm like, $5 a minute? Fuck that. But people used to pay that. Fucking
20 minutes,
crazy.
you could actually go out and buy a hooker.
Like they made mad money, call centers. I don't
They
think they
did.
exist anymore, but they made mad money.
And that was for the first
No,
minute.
they're all online now.
Yeah, I'm sure story. It's all cam girls and shit now. But yeah, it was crazy. Like these things would make insane money. I always think of what was it, Sweet Emotion, the Aerosmith music video where they had a call center girl and it was the lady working from home and she had like the baby on her hip and she's like doing the whole. Yeah, that shit was funny. All right, well, Brian, thank you for your final thoughts and I appreciate you and I love you. So that's going to do it for our show today. So until next time, keep calm and I don't know, guys. If you see lights and birds while masturbating, you might be doing it wrong.
You've just been privy to the
Motherfuckers.
mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd,
Every
presented by
time.
Geek Grotto. For show notes and corrections or for general geeky fun, you can visit our website at geek-grotto.com. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, please like, follow, and subscribe.